I'm taking back the crown. I'm all dressed up and naked. I see what's mine and take it. Oh yeah, the crown. So close I can taste it. I see what's mine and take it. Oh yeah.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's me, the Ninja Reviewer here. Time for another episode review of My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 14, 914 review. The day has come! Yeah! My Hero. So, here we go. First of all, I already did a live reaction to the opening and ending. You can find that out, click down below, and you can find out the live reaction that I did to the newest opening and the newest ending that actually came out. And I gotta say, man, the new opening, after watching it so many times, like, yo, that song is dope as fuck. I love the song. No, it's so addicting, and the visuals are clean as fuck. They are clean as fuck. I love the visuals. Seeing my dude Stain, let's go. Seeing all that shit, and a whole bunch of shit that's going down, like with the future coming fight in the Stain arc. And it looks like we are seeing a glimpse of Midoriya use more of his one for all, a lot more better compared to what he used it before. So, speaking of this episode right here, so apparently we have the actual meeting between Gran Torino and Midoriya. So what they discuss is basically, well, not discuss, but he basically thinks that he's just some like senile old man. He thinks he's kind of a mistake, but in reality he's just playing Midoriya for a fool. He actually is smart. He already knows that Midoriya was already about to come on by and meet up with Gran Torino and basically, you know, learn how to control more of his one for all. So he already knows about Midoriya even before that, by him watching the sports festival, when he actually saw like Midoriya was like, yeah, your powers, you're using them pretty reckless, they're not really, you know, that, like, you're using them recklessly, you're not using them like a pro, like All Might was. And that was even tougher when I trained All Might, because for him, what we learned is that he had another processor. But I'm not gonna spoil who that other predecessor is. I'm not gonna spoil that. That's way later down the line. Won't spoil that. But oh man, probably season 3. My guess. Let's go. Season 3. I'm telling you, when season 3 drops, that is gonna be fucking amazing. So when that actually happens, I'm actually really hyped as fuck. So anyways, we have that. So basically we also learned that the quirk, it said it like in the little eye catcher for Gran Torino, his quirk is Jet. Now we don't know specifically like what that officially is yet. We only know that the quirk is Jet. But thing is, and I like how they changed the eye catchers to know like which heroes, you know, quirk is which. So that's really cool. I really like that a lot, you know, compared just to the, you know, the main title sequence that we get, etc, etc. That's really cool. I like the way, by the way, they changed that though. That was actually really nice as well. Very nice touch. And then so basically he says that, you know, the way I move around so freely, I don't use all my power 100%. I only use maybe like 5 or 10%, and I'm able to actually control it and not break the pressure. Like the way you describe it, how it's like an egg trying not crack in the microwave, you know, may seem boring. And Midoriya's like, yeah, you know, All Might said the exact same thing, but you know, hey, he said the same thing, but it's like, look, you know, whatever image works, then you know what, that's fine. And then Gran Torino, you know, after him, you know, figuring out exactly what it, you know, later on, Midoriya finds out later on, because while he was training himself to actually do the actual, you know, the same kind of move segment, you know, jumping from building to building that Gran Torino did, except not at the building, but like wall to wall, like in his actual house. And it was actually pretty funny too. He didn't know that he broke his microwave. That shit was funny. It's like, dude, how the fuck? Well, that again, he is old, probably, unless he was kind of bullshitting on that too, like playing Midoriya for a fool, which I thought was funny. And the whole dead thing too, which it's really basically said he had some sausages that he brought home from his food. He actually dropped it with the ketchup and everything. And what happens is that it looked like he was like passed out on the floor. It's like, no, I'm still alive. She's like, I just like passed out and I just fell asleep, so I'm not dead. So that's basically what it is. And then it's cool how like I like the box thing that when he orders it, like a shipping of a new microwave, it says like it's not Amazon, but it's close to saying it, which I think is actually pretty hilarious. How it's not really saying actual Amazon because I guess of you know, copyright infringement. But regardless, though, I think that's actually or like a knockoff or whatever. But I thought that was actually pretty funny too. Like, I mean, we're just gonna call it Amazon because it's actually what it is. It just looks different, but it's fucking Amazon. We can obviously tell. He orders one from Amazon, and he gets a new microwave, and he gets these like pastry, these frozen fish pastries or something like that. And Midoriya didn't know about the whole Spain thing in the microwave. It's like, oh well, I'm sorry, you know, we don't have that in our home. I think we have just the old-fashioned one. So basically, it's like, wait a minute, I figured it out. The space in here, when it comes to that with the plate, it's too big. And the more of that, it's not going to fully, you know, get the gist of it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, in other words, I just need the right amount of space. If I'm clustered by everything, it's impossible for me to actually maneuver my power. And for me to actually go out. So it's like, you know what? It's too much of a risk. So it's like, you know what? Instead of basically having this really big, like a really big, really crowded space, I need something that's way bigger for me to actually try this, because the smaller the space continuum is, the less I could do the 5% and be able to jet across the walls and shit. So that's something that he figured out. So it looks like he is finally starting to get the hang of One for All and basically getting Torino's impressed. But unfortunately, we're not going to find out more about that until next week. But meanwhile, though, we did get the other heroes. And then meanwhile, the second part of the thing is that most of the Class A students are now going with the pro heroes to actually train with them over the weekend. Especially when it comes to Tenya, we see like the force is the same force that was on his brother for obvious reasons. It's because he does want vengeance against the hero killer. That's pretty obvious. And I love the fact that Bakugo is with Best Genius, I think his name is. Yeah, Best Genius. Bro, I love this dude. This dude is actually really cool. I like this character a lot. And he is one of the top pro heroes. Like, you know, casual, just, yeah, fucking strings and shit. And he was able to use. So basically, he was just and he was pretty much able to use that, like, you know, fucking easily. So that was cool. I actually did like that a lot. So it turns out, it's like, look, you know, everybody else was, and it's funny too, it's like, you know, everybody else was such an angel, you know, unlike you, who seems like more like, you know, a angry, you know, domestic motherfucker. So it's like, you know what, we need to change all that. So then of course we got, okay, so we got Best Genius, you know, I have them right here. So we got that, and also, not Crimson Riot, but basically it's someone else that Kamishima actually goes with, and honestly, oh my god. Like, I really can't wait for Kirishima, aka the Red Rider, to shine. Let's go. It's gonna be off the freaking chain, which I'm excited for. Oh yeah, and Ushako went with Gunhead, and I'm like, wait a minute, someone like Gunhead? Like, what the hell? Basically, Gunhead is actually a friendly he's a friendly talker. He really is. And even Ushako's like, wow, I didn't know this. Like, this dude was actually this friendly. Like, okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, awesome. So yeah, so when it comes to that, you know, so that was pretty cool. And then trying to remember exactly who else. Oh, Jiro. Jiro was training with, I believe, what was his name? Getsugoro? Yeah, Getsugoro, yeah. And it's like, you know, no breaks, no nothing. You know, this is the way we get our energies pumping. And she's like, shit, I didn't know it was this hard. So, you know, we got, oh, and then we got oh my god. Oh, then, of course, we have Mineta, which, oh, that was pretty good. That I admit was fun. Mount Lady. With Mount Lady, but Mount Lady just being fucking lazy as shit. And she's just like, you know, just doing all, while the man is doing the house chores. I'm like, oh my god. So that was pretty funny. So that's basically the other gist, the other side of the actual story to this episode right here. And then the final thing is basically the meeting between, we have the meeting with Shigaraki and Korigiri, with with Stain as well. So basically, Stain meets up with Kurogiri, him, and then Shigaraki. Of course, not the main boss, because obviously it's only through the fucking TV screen, which is pretty obvious. So basically, he says like, look, Stain's like, look, man, I hate to break it to you, but yeah, they're right. You are a fucking man-child, man. Like, your idea of this whole thing of getting vengeance against All Might, this is something a child, like, your childish motives are like not the ways of a true villain. What you're doing is just basically just being a complete man-child. He even says it himself that this dude is a man-child, that he needs fucking help, basically. Because basically all his motive is Shigaraki is like, look, man, these people just piss me off. I'm not a big fan of All Might whatsoever. I want to be the one to rise on top. I want the villains to rise. I want the heroes to fall. That's just the way things work. But with his attitude, Stain's like, look, man, maybe this is a big mistake. Maybe I don't want to work with you. Or maybe I could kill you right now. But then Kagurio's like, are you sure this might be a mistake? And the boss tells him, no. The boss is like, no, this might actually be, look, just give the dude a chance. I think this might actually, this might actually work. This might actually be the one person that can actually bring some of these heroes down, and we can rise up. So that's pretty much what we got here, based on the episode right here. So that's basically what we got for this week's episode of My Hero Academia. So overall, that's pretty much it for this episode. Overall, when it comes to the episode in general, what I loved about this episode was the animation. We got some really great pacing. The opening and ending was actually really awesome for this episode. Did I find anything wrong with this episode? Not really, no. I don't think I really found anything wrong with this episode. Oh yeah, and the ending song. The ending was actually pretty good too. I like the ending. I did live reaction to that too. The ending was actually really cool too. I really like the ending. By the way, it's a pretty much this art thing that won, I think, on one of the chapters, or some kind of story that won in a contest or some shit like that. And basically, they made it. I'm not gonna say what chapter it is, because I don't want you guys to get spoiled. But it was one of the future later chapters of My Hero Academia, and they made that little spin-off into an ending, which I think is really cool. I wish we had that as a spin-off, man. That shit would be dope. Or like a Fire Emblem crossover with that. Yo, let's go. That would be the tits right there. That would be amazing. But overall, I get the episode. The animation, especially this week. Oh yeah, the animation too was spot on too. The animation was really good. Really liked it a lot. Also, when it comes to the voice acting of Gran Torino, I forget the voice actor's name in the English dub, but he played a lot of characters. I know he's one of the older, like, wizards from Fairy Tail. I know that. Besides that, though, he is kind of a somewhat famous, but not too famous, voice actor. Then, the voice of Stain in the English dub, I believe is, shit. I kind of forget. He sounds really familiar, though. Oh, yes, now I remember him. So, the English voice actor is Robert McCollum, and I do remember him. Well, if you watch the Attack on Titan Season 2 dub that's airing right now on Tsunami, he is now, recently now, he is doing Reiner. He is Reiner, he is Jalal, and not to mention, I believe he's Doflamingo as well, right? Yeah, oh, he's Dofi! Yeah, he's Dofi! Now I'm hyped for this motherfucker. So great choice on Funimation's part. Again, I don't watch the Japanese dub because both the English and Jap are out the same day. So I just figure, you know what, I just watched the English one, so it is what it is. Plus to me, with the comic book style, it does fit more with with a dub, at least for me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So overall, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I give the episode a 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was a great episode, even though it wasn't really like action-packed, but it was great just to see some really cool animation. I really did like some of the fact that all the other heroes are getting trained up from the other pros, so that's pretty cool. So overall, yeah, so I mean, I would give it a 5, but it's just that, a 4.5, so I'm just gonna give it a great plus episode right there. I guess it's just because, I don't know, I guess just the way it ended, it was like, like the way it ended though, I wish we could have saw like the result of that. If we would have saw the result of Midoriya's like theory, that would have been cool, but we didn't get that. I was like, alright. So, you know, not too much there. So yeah, that's it though. So I give the episode a 4.5 out of 5. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this week's episode of My Hero Academia. And that's it. I will see you guys next week for episode 15, season 2. And for the manga folks, I'll see you guys for this week's live reaction / review of chapter 145. So I'll see you guys there. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Don't forget to click notification squad, boys. Go there for my videos. Also, don't forget to follow my online plugins, my social media, and of course my gamer tags as well for you gamers out there. So peace, salt, love, chicken grease, and the sky is the limit. And my manga fans, keep supporting what you read, what you watch, and go beyond plus ultra.